Welcome to my video. My name is Tori and this is my YouTube channel. Hello. My name on Instagram is No Palette Left Behind, so that's my name on YouTube too. Just thought I would add that in. Today's video is very exciting and like unexpected. If you know Katie or Luster Lux, or you know Static Jon, her husband, you know that they always are a part of Angel's or Artist Couture's Club Daddyy, which is like the Instagram live club that they host. So usually Static Jon will do the DJing and then Angel will just be the hype person. I've been really loving the concert from home experience, and Club Daddyy is kind of like that, except it's like a club experience, and it's just so much fun. You're in the comfort of your own home, wearing whatever you want, just getting lit with your favorite people from the internet. So I love Club Daddyy and I love Static Jon. I think he's so cool. I have I'm Human I Bleed merch and I love to wear it all the time, and I'm like, if you know, you know. And he's just so cool. Like, his entire persona is just such a vibe, you know, and I want to be him one day. So anyway, I have the new Static Jon and Artist Couture Club Daddyy collection. Well, okay, I have only the palette, but that's because I'm strapped for cash and I wanted to get something, and so I got the palette because I know I always say this, but I don't have some of these colors in any of my other palettes. I promise this time, yeah. And also, this is the last palette I'm going to be buying in 2020 and hopefully in 2021, unless someone else comes out with a collab that like makes me want it so bad. But anyway, I have it right here. I unboxed this on my Instagram, so if you don't follow my Instagram, it's No Palette Left Behind, or I'll just leave it here on the screen. And yeah, Club Daddyy. Oh my gosh, Artist Couture replied to my story like something silly, and I was like, is this Angel? Like, hello? So anyway, that was really cool and exciting, but I'm gonna open it. So on the unicarton, it says Club Daddyy and then it says Static, and I'm like, wow. In the the little information card you get, it has both Static Jon and Angel on it, but on the actual palette, it just has Angel. And I'm like, low key, it should have been the both of them, because I feel like it's like their collab, like it should include both of them. But Angel looks so bomb, like I understand why he just was like, no, I need my time to shine. But anyway, look at this packaging. Like, look how pretty. It feels like heavy, like it feels good quality. So there's a little like note to everyone on this palette, so I'll read it to you guys. To my glow getters, this collection is so special and means so much to me. I created Club Daddyy during a time of uncertainty when the world was upside down, as a way to bring people together and give them something to look forward to. Music and dancing has been my escape ever since I can remember, me too, and has always lifted my spirits during dark times. I hope every time you use this palette, you're reminded of the countless nights of fun, shots, dancing, and twerk-offs we've had together. Oh. Those nights are some I'll never forget. I'm so proud of the community we've created, and I can't wait for the day we get to all do it all again in person. Thanks for all the love and continued support. I love you guys, Angel. But anyway, let's open it up. I'm gonna say this with every palette to justify my purchases, but I bought this palette because Static Jon and Artist Couture came out with it, so I wanted it for that reason. But secondly, look at this shade. And I'm gonna stop you right there. Yes, I have a very similar shade in my Violet Voss Sweet Violet palette. I love this palette. I'm very excited to use it, and maybe next time they do Club Daddyy, I'll do like an IG live before and use the palette to get ready, and then we'll all just go to Club Daddyy together. That would be so much fun. Follow me on Instagram, because now I'm like excited about doing that. So anyway, let's get to using this palette. I'm all primed with my P. Louise base, and I just wanted to like do this disclaimer because I watched the intro. Yes, my shirt is see-through. It's part of the Club Daddyy vibe that I was going for, and if it's too much for you, like click off. But yes, it's see-through. I know this isn't like a wardrobe malfunction or anything. It's part of my Club Daddyy vibe, okay? Anyway, I have a sweatshirt that I'm like waiting to wear after. I just wanted to like look cute, like I was going to a club for this video. But anyway, I'm aware that it's see-through and I think it looks bomb. I mean, like, look at my bra. Like, it's so pretty. Shout out Savage X Fenty, okay? Grab my blending brush. I just cleaned my brushes, so these are all freshly cleaned. I know I have in my past, like my last few videos, I've been like, oh my god, I need to clean my brushes. Well, I did. I'm gonna go in with bottle service first and go in with that in the crease. I think this look is gonna be very like this row. I just like, I'm drawn to it, you know, and I feel like it will match the hoodie I'm about to put on. Wow. Oh my gosh, this shade is gorgeous. It's everything I wanted, and it goes on so evenly and smoothly, and like I usually have to go in like a few times, like build it to where I want it, but like it's already what I want. Like this is already like where I wanted the color to be in 2 dips. Like usually I have to like keep going in and in and in. Wow, look at these shades. Like what? I feel like now I need more Artist Couture palettes. Like me 5 minutes ago, I'm done buying palettes for all of 2020 and maybe 2021, and then cut to me now. I feel like I need more Artist Couture palettes. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my little crease brush. This one's like a little bit more of a precise crease brush. I'm like very lightly touching my eyelid. I'm excited to get my camera for Christmas because it'll be so much better quality, and you guys will actually be able to see what I'm doing when I do my makeup. Also, just one other thing I need to point out, my ears like go out when I wear this headband, and like I feel like it makes me look like an elf, but like I'm aware of it, and like that's it. I'm self-conscious, can you tell? This is beautiful. I'm like, the thing about me is like I would not call myself like a makeup artist or like amazing at makeup. I can just hold my own, you know? Like I can do my makeup and make it look nice, but I like am not good at like drawing pictures on my eyes or like doing anything like amazing and beautiful like that, you know? Like I'm not talented like James Charles or Nikki Tutorials. I'm just like not. I'm good at like doing like simple makeup looks just with different colors, you know, which is pretty simple to do. But I love makeup and it is my passion. I had a realization last night actually. It's been less about like the makeup and like using the makeup, and more about like buying the makeup and having the makeup and collecting it. And I think in 2021, I want to be more aware of like why I want a palette and like what my reasoning is, like rather than just like, you know, trying to justify the shades like, oh, I don't have that exact shade or whatever. Like knowing the reason behind it and like either letting myself get it for that reason or being like, you're just collecting at this point, you know? You don't need every single color. We'll see. I just get really excited about collabs. I mean, like, hello, because I want things that like the people that I love, I want the things that the people that I love created because it's exciting and I want to support them and I want to be like in their club, and it like makes me feel closer to the creator or whatever as like being their friend or something. But like, I don't know, I know I have to be more mindful about my spending. Just collabs, they get me. They just really get me. Next, I'm gonna go in with like a little outer V brush. I don't even know what you would call this. It's just like a little brush. And I think I'm gonna go in with Get Up Sis, this one, and just get it on my brush. And I'm just gonna put this in my outer V. Oh my gosh. I'm scared. This is so good. Gosh. I'm like scared that I'm gonna add too much and like look crazy. Oh, I'm also doing this makeup advent every day on my Instagram, and it's like a challenge every day. So it's like today's is like colorful eyeshadow, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I have colorful eyeshadow coming in the mail. This came at like 8:30 a.m. I'm like, I never get mail that early, so I don't know why it came so early. It's so funny. I didn't pay for priority shipping. This came in like 3 days, so I feel like I was like one of like the VIP to buy this palette because I bought it with like as that like being on like the VIP list, if you like kind of get what I'm saying. Like they had the option to like join the VIP list and you were able to get this palette faster, like order it faster. So I feel like because of that they like gave me free priority shipping, or they didn't and it just came fast. Like I don't really know, but I just can't wait to use the metallics. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Big Mike just to deepen it up more, just because I feel like this wasn't as dark as I thought it would be. But yeah, oh wow, Big Mike is a good black. I need to stop. I need to like slow down. Now I'm going to use my finger to go in with Quarantina. Let's do this together. Oh, I'm scared. What if it's not living up to my expectations? Ooh. Honestly, first swatch, I'm like scared. Like what if it's a dry formula? Honest thought, it is not as wet of a formula as I like for my metallics. However, it is way more pigmented than I expected, which is a good thing. And I do really like the color, but I just wish it was a little bit wetter. But I do really like it, and I think it's beautiful. And I love the eye look I was able to create. I just wish the application was wetter, you know? But like other than that, like it's amazing. The mattes are like everything I wanted and more. The metallics are beautiful too, like don't get me wrong. I wish that it was a little bit wetter. Like the Ace Beauty metallics are like butter, and these you kind of have to work for a little bit, which is fine, but it's just not what I like wanted for myself, you know? But they're really good. I just wanted to be honest, you know? So what do you guys think? Personally, I love it. I have been super into using these glitters lately, which when I first got the palette, I really wasn't. I thought they were a little too much, but if this weren't like a product review and testing out of the Club Daddy palette, I would probably add some of this Poet Sparkle just because I want more sparkle in it. I love this. I think it came out beautifully, and I think it really does make my eyes pop. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my normal makeup, and then I'll come back, we'll do some swatches, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the Club Daddy palette. Okay, so don't mind the fact that I got eyeliner on my nose. I'm waiting for it to dry so that I can etch it away, but I noticed something weird as I was doing my eyeliner. There's some creasing going on in my eyeshadow, and like I used my P. Louise base like I always do, and there's never really any creasing. So I mean, there's no creasing on this side, not as much, but like you can't deny the creasing there. So I'm kind of like, I will check back in a second, but this is really odd, so I'm just gonna fix that up, I guess. I'm back, and this is the final look. I used the Vivid Hot Lacquer Maybelline lip gloss in the shade Unreal. This is my favorite like nudie brown lip gloss, and I just felt like I needed a neutral lip if I was gonna have this crazy eye look, so I went with a neutral lip, and I love how it's glossy. But anyway, this is the final look. It is still a little bit creasy in this eye. It's not so much here, but it is creasy here. And I don't know why. I used the same amount of the P. Louise base I always use, but I'm going to give it more time and like see like why that was happening. Maybe it's because I didn't set it, and I usually set it. That's probably the case actually now that I'm thinking of it. But yeah, so I love this palette, and I love the eyeshadows, and I love the way that this look came out. I actually, like, I just feel so pretty and, like, feminine, and I feel like I'm ready to, like, go out to the club. I really just feel like a bad, you know? Again, like, excuse my hair, and also I have a little, like, dot of, like, foundation there, which excuse that, too. I have lip gloss on my teeth. Why didn't you guys tell me? I like the way that this turned out, and I'm really proud of it, and I feel really like pretty, and I feel like now I'm going to swatch all of these shades for you guys and give you guys my final thoughts. Let's start swatching. First, I'm gonna go in with Bottle Service. This is my second take. Gorgeous. This is just a beautiful mauve-y, gorgeous shade. And then next, go in with Quarantina. It's beautiful. That's the thing. Like when I said it was a drier formula, I like soaking wet metallics. This is so dirty. Like, this one's definitely buttery, and it's not like dry by any means. It's just not as wet as I love it to be, but it's still like gorgeous. And I do like a little bit more sparkle in it, but that's just not the way that the shade was designed, and I just need to accept that. So, all right. So next color is Twerk Off. And I did use this to darken up my crease. Oh yeah, see, look. That's first swatch, and it's beautiful. Okay, so this is 2 swatches in, and it's like, it's already good. Like, how beautiful this is. Like, this created the most beautiful eye look. I love it. Okay, next is Live, which I haven't even swatched yet. Ooh. This is a little bit dusty, but I think they just do it that way so that it's easier to blend, because blues and purples are really hard to blend. So next, let's go in with Static. Ooh. This is what I wanted Quarantina to be like. It's like, yeah. I will say this one's a lot more crumbly than Quarantina, and there's less of a base to it. This one's definitely just like a beautiful purpley topper. You want it to be pigmented, you need to have a shade underneath it. That is gorgeous. Next up is It Up Sis. This one feels a little bit coarse in the pan. Like, you know that coarse feeling? I will say this is a little bit skippy. Like, if you can tell, it does skip a little bit. And that's kind of how it worked on my eyes too. So that one does take a little bit of skill to like know how to use correctly and everything. But next is Shots. Ooh, this one's hotter. That was like incredibly smooth. It's because browns are easier to formulate. I'm like a little bit color deficient, so like, is that like a little bit army green? Like a little bit? Or is that like in my head? It could just be in my head, but wow, that's so pretty. The next period. It's so weird. These 3 shades have completely different feels to them. Look at that. Oh my god. That is gorgeous. I thought this would be my favorite shade, but I think period might be my favorite shade. And there's still like some left over on my finger. Like that's crazy. Okay, now we're on to the last one, which is Big Mike. This one still has a little bit of that coarse feeling, like it's not as buttery as Shots. Pigment. Okay. So that's just one swatch. I'll do it again. Oh yeah. I mean, like, you can get some serious pigmentation here. The blackest black I have is probably from my Tati Beauty palette. This is a really nice black too. Like, it's not one of those things where it's you go in and you expect it to be black and it comes out gray. Like, this is black. Here are the swatches. And just like, look at the reflect. Like, it's just so pretty. And of course, this is the palette. Here are the swatches. Here's the palette. They are just gorgeous. And I'm so happy I bought this palette. Honestly, no palette is perfect. Like, no person is perfect. I'm really, really excited about this shade. Only shades that I was like a little bit disappointed in. It was Quarantine. I wish it was a little bit more glittery. And I wish that F It Up Sis was more true to the color, because it's just not purpley enough and dark enough. It comes off as like, yeah, it's a little bit skippy. Honestly, it's a drier formula and it's not the purple that I wanted it to be, but it's still like a good purple and you can definitely make it look, but it does skip a little bit because it is drier. Those are my thoughts on the palette, and these are the swatches. I'm gonna now just take them off. Side note, this is gonna be an amazing New Year's palette. Like, the looks for New Year's that you can create with this. Subscribe if you love makeup. Subscribe if you love Club Daddy. Subscribe. Okay? Bye!